Let's welcome back in the Powerhouse panel. We have Kelly Sadler and Christopher Arps back with us. I want to show you just how bad it's gotten for the Biden administration. The progressive left is not thrilled with Joe Biden or Kamala Harris as president. Check out Ilhan Omar. She is somebody that has been very passionate about the situation at the border. She tweeted this out a day ago. This is completely inhumane. Haitians are experiencing crisis after crisis and deserve compassion. Instead of stepping up deportation, we should be halting it. It's shameful that from administration to administration, our cruel immigration policies remain. So she made sure to say this has been across the board. But I will tell you what, and if I were working at CNN, I'd say the same thing. 8 months ago, this problem did not exist, Kelly. What's changed? Why is it so bad right now?
What's changed is Joe Biden got elected into office in his first day in office.
Is it that simple?
He halted the border wall, right? He reversed the Remain in Mexico policy. Joe Biden this is a self-inflicted crisis that the Biden administration, they don't believe in borders, and they're open borders. And so they've just been, every step of the way has been undercutting Trump policies with nothing to replace them. They say that Title 42 is in effect and that there's people being deported, but that's just not the reality. We're seeing that that's not the reality, and so you just gotta think this is a self-inflicted crisis. The only reason Representative Omar is even talking about it is because she sees an opportunity to exploit a racial bias here. And that's her own agenda.
I don't like doing this. I feel like every week we've been talking about General Milley. Should he resign? Antony Blinken, should he resign? Now it's Alejandro Mayorkas, because he is the guy that's in charge of this. Besides Kamala Harris, Alejandro Mayorkas is the point person on this. And Ron Johnson, the senator who we've had on the program several times, asked him yesterday just a very simple question. Can I please have the numbers? Can you give me an idea of what we're dealing with right now? Take a look at how Alejandro Mayorkas responded.
How many people have been returned? How many people are being detained? And how many people have been dispersed? And I want some numbers here. So we've got, again, 1.3 million people. How many people have been returned? How many people are being detained? How many people have been dispersed to all points around America?
Senator, I would be pleased to provide you with that data.
I want them now. Why don't you have that information now?
Senator, I do not have that data.
Why not?
For me.
Why don't you have that basic information?
Senator, I want to be accurate in the information.
I'm looking for ballpark figures. Is it about half? Have we dispersed about half of that? Are we up to about 600,000 people we dispersed?
Let's welcome in political analyst Mark Halperin. This is the Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark. Shouldn't he have the answers to those questions?
He should. Again, this administration is going from crisis to crisis. They don't have a North Star on immigration policy, and it shows in the criticism they're taking from the left, which is threatening President Biden's relationship with the progressive caucus in the House and in the Senate. And they're obviously taking heat from the right and also from the center, because there isn't anyone I know who looks at this policy and says they're on track to succeed. The problems become larger rather than smaller over the last couple of months.
Chris, I have a question about these Border Patrol agents on horses, but the media is trying to ask the president's questions. He was in the Oval Office yesterday with Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of Great Britain, and the second that the Prime Minister opened up the conversation to possible questions, I think he said, we'll now take questions. President Biden's people immediately cut the feed and shuffled everybody out of the room. Just take a look at this exchange.
You know, we are completely at one, and I think nobody wants to see anything that interrupts or unbalances the Belfast Good Friday Accords. That's the Belfast Good Friday Agreement. That's the.
All right, so the president's got one of his handlers in the room there, and she literally basically pushes people out of the room there. So the media is completely unable to ever ask our commander-in-chief just a basic question about, let's say, the border, let's say Afghanistan, let's say the 7 kids that were killed or the 13 U.S. soldiers that lost their lives August 26. We never get the chance to question this guy, Chris.
And, you know, this is not the first time that this has happened, that after a impromptu news call or press conference with another leader, the press is ushered out immediately. the president has been in office 8 months. I think he's had one primetime press conference. You remember under Donald Trump, he was constantly taking questions from the media, in front of the White House, getting on the airplane, the helicopter, whatever. This president, they're hiding away, and it just begs to ask the question, why?
It's a good point.
This isn't
Mark?
This isn't partisan, and this isn't about catering to the media. The President of the United States has not addressed the killing by the United States of children in Afghanistan. He's not addressing this border crisis. They want to keep them away from it. But this is about public accountability, and the President of the United States, the buck stops with him. He knows that. There's a lot going on, but he needs to make time to address these important issues and
at
take
some point,
responsibility.
I get it, and I don't think that's hot air. I agree with you. But I think at some point it's shame on this president, shame on the left-leaning media that's not holding this guy accountable, shame on the administration and Jen Psaki as well. There are simple questions, nonpartisan questions that have to be asked, that should be answered. Yeah. He is the commander-in-chief. The buck stops there. But unfortunately, in this case, it's not stopping there.
You can hide a presidential candidate for a certain period of time. You can't and shouldn't hide a president.
And that's what they've been doing, going on in 9 months now. Panel, we'll see you again top of the hour. Enjoyed it. Mark Halpern, Kelly Sadler, Chris Arps, thanks so much for your time.